everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to be doing a reading vlog. So this is going to be my weekend reading vlog. I have been, for the past week, binging reading vlogs, mostly from Kayla at Books and Lala, and I kind of wanted to do one, my last reading vlog, which I'm not really proud of, the Poppy War reading vlog, if you had the chance to watch that. It wasn't really a reading vlog per se, it was more like a read with me. Like, I think today I'm going to bring you along, like, with what I do during the day a lot more and talk about a lot of the books instead of just putting in like b-roll of me reading, because most of that is just kind of awkward to film anyway. But anyway, oh god, sorry, I like see my bangs in the viewfinder. You can just tell how like rough my week has been based on how raggedy my bangs are, because I cut them myself, and usually when I'm in a rush or I'm anxious, I like go to town on them. So anyway, please ignore the hair situation. I also have to wash my hair. Anyway, it is Friday. After a really hectic week, I've decided to take the day off classes and like homework because it's just been a really rough week, and it is now the weekend, but I thought I'd take you with me on my reading journey. This is also for me because reading vlogs motivate me to read really fast, which is something that I need to keep up with more if I want to hit my reading goal this year. But anyway, the two books that I want to be reading in this vlog, the first one is All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson, which I actually already started, so I will be taking you on as I finish. I'm about a third of the way through. This is a memoir by George M. Johnson. They are like an LGBTQIA plus activist. I had not heard of George M. Johnson before this. I'm excited though. I bought this in 2020, and this month is Black History Month, so it's definitely fitting. I wanted to read a book like about Black joy, which this book definitely does touch upon. It touches upon other things, of course, but definitely Black joy is a part of this book. So yeah, this is part of my, I like regret that I didn't read this in 2020. I'm happy that I'm reading it now, but I also regret that I didn't read it last year, because I feel like this would have made like my favorites list and I could have shared it with so many more people. But anyway, it doesn't matter because I'm reading it now and I'm loving it. So I'm excited to take you on my journey with this. It's also a super quick read, so perfect for a reading vlog. And then the next one that I'm planning to read is Days of Distraction by Alexandra Chang. This book I just picked up from my local indie. It is a book that I'm reading for my Asian American Lit class. I love that class, so I have high hopes for this book because everything that we've read so far that the teacher has curated for us has been like really wonderful and insightful. This is my first Alexandra Chang book. This came out last year actually, like in March, which I didn't know about it. I didn't know about this book at all, but I'm excited to read it, and I'm excited to vlog this one as well because I read books very differently for school than I do for fun. I do a closer reading for books that I'm reading for class because we're going to be discussing it and I need to like write about it after and then like have a discussion about it. So I usually pull out the post-it notes, the whole stops, and like the notebook, have my highlighter. I usually write in the book, like, don't come at me, I'm gonna write in this book, I'm gonna like write in it because I'm reading it for class and it is my copy. So yeah, I just want to take you on the journey of reading these two amazing books this weekend. Pretty short. I'm really proud of this TBR for the weekend, and bring you along with my day. So I'm waiting on a meeting right now and I have about 30 minutes, so I'm probably gonna make my way a little bit through this book, and then I'm going to make lunch or breakfast lunch, because I always have bacon, eggs, and a bagel for lunch because I can't cook, but the one thing that I can cook is breakfast food. Anyway, and I'm craving that. So I'm gonna do that and then I will update you as soon as I finish it. Okay, I made my sandwich. This is my lunch today. I make this every morning. It's just a bacon, egg, and cheese. Oh shoot, I forgot the cheese. Okay, never mind. It's a bacon and egg. But anyway, I don't need cheese. I'm lactose intolerant. But I when I was cooking, I was watching iCarly. And I've just this is season 1 obviously, but iCarly's now on Netflix. So I have been loving it, and honestly just watching it just made me think like it was like way ahead of its time. Like, look how it is just so funny, and it reminds me of my childhood. I did some reading before my meeting. And I wanted to share a quote with you guys actually that, okay, I'm really excited to do that, but I want to share a quote with you guys that I was reading. So here,
Every day I wake up, it's like being pushed in that pool again. For more than 30 years, I've decided to swim instead of drowning. I know so many black and queer folks that stopped swimming when the waves got too heavy and the water got too heavy. So many who weren't given the proper teaching or protection to survive. The real question we must ask ourselves every day, am I willing to swim? Or is this the day that you drown? Many times the decision will be in our own hands. Sadly, though, in a world that continues to kill black queer people every day, that decision isn't always ours to make. But I swim anyway. Every single morning, I put on my goggles and dive right into the deep end of racism, homophobia, and every other oppression that is thrown my way. There just don't seem to be enough little Russells and nannies in the world willing to reach their hand in the water to pull us to safety. Too many watch in silence while others in the community suppress black queer people. One day the choice must be made by all. Are you teaching people how to swim or are you letting them drown? I love that. This book is amazing so far. I'm probably now halfway through. But yeah, I'm just going to eat lunch. I'm going to watch iCarly and then I'm going to go straight back into reading until I have to leave to get a COVID test. But yeah, that's how it's going so far.
Alright friends, we're going to take a little breaky poo from reading because I just got a really cool DM from a new friend that I met in a class, and basically they want to borrow a book from me, which I'm always down for because I love recommending books. Of course, I'm a book reviewer, and just the satisfaction I get when someone reads a book that I really like is one that I really enjoy. So I will be I'm going a little extra with this. So usually what I like to do for when I let someone borrow a book or when I put a book in a little library is I like to wrap it. I don't know if you've ever seen those blind date with the books type of situations where they basically have a book wrapped in brown paper and then they write on the brown paper what this book kind of entails and what it's about, and it's a blind date with a book. So anyway, I will be recommending them White Ivy by Susie Yang. Reason being is because we are in an Asian American lit class, so I obviously wanted to choose a book about with Asian American characters. Our main character in this book is an immigrant, and it it's really hard to explain. It's basically following this main character who comes to the US, and her family is going through a lot of cultural differences or whatever. It's her life in her US, and then her mom sends her back to China halfway through the book because she found out that she did something bad, and then she comes back to the US after her excursion in China, where she reunites with this person that she's been in love with when she was a kid. It talks a lot about being Asian, being an immigrant and coming to the US, and these cultural differences. It also talks a lot about white privilege because the guy that she falls in love with is white. So I'm recommending this book mostly because it has some discussions that we've talked about in our Asian American lit class, but also they wanted a book that was not extremely dark, but that was really riveting. This book is kind of dark. It's not really dark, but it is just, there are so many twists and turns that were kind of crazy to me. There's this one twist in this book that's just when I read it I had to put the book down. So anyway, it's actually really weird because I didn't really love this book. In terms of when I read a book, it's not on my top list of books that I would read, but this is a book that I really think that they're going to enjoy. So anyway, I am just wrapping it up right now so you can watch me speed through this wrap. I actually don't know how I'm going to do this because I feel I should have cut this paper better because the paper's kind of ruined. But we'll see about that. I don't really want to tape the book. What if I just... This is probably, not a good idea. But I don't know. We shall see. So I guess I should talk to you about how the book is so far. All Boys Are Blue. I read that quote for you guys, and it's kind of just a really carefree book. It's a memoir, so Jordan Johnson's kind of taking you through his life basically. And then what I really like about it, where's the tape? I swear I had the tape here. Okay, so what I really like about the book so far is that it's basically like his memories, or sorry, their memories. It's basically a book about them recounting their life, but after each memory and after each like really important part in their story, they connect it to like larger, like the larger context of being Black and queer in America, which I really enjoyed, because I think like with a lot of memoirs, it mostly is just kind of like recounting like memories, and like there's not much discussion about that. But I am pleasantly surprised with this one. I am not someone who reads memoirs. I actually just like cannot get through memoirs sometimes, because they're just not like my, like, I love fiction and I just love narrative storytelling. I feel like this is sort of narrative storytelling, but there is a little bit of like the authorial presence, because George M. Johnson makes jokes and stuff, which I think is really funny. But anyway, I'm really enjoying it. It's a very quick read. I'm like going through really quickly. This is so weird. I feel like I shouldn't be rapping and talking. But yeah, I think it's a good memoir so far. It's super easy to read. It's super, I would say it's a very approachable book because of like the way it was written and like who the audience is. And that's one thing that I think about always when I'm thinking about the books that I read, is like, who is the main audience? Like, who was this book intended for, like, originally? And obviously that is like in the eye of the beholder as well, because I don't think George M. Johnson had a very specific audience in mind. Well, of course, like Black and queer, like kids who are kind of growing up with similar like living situations, but I also think a huge part of the audience are people who are not Black and queer, to understand and to be more like empathetic to the stories of like Black and queer people, and the hardships that they have to undergo, and that's kind of like where I'm at, because I am bisexual. So I am on that spectrum, but I don't know what it means to be Black and queer, and I think that's super important. Oh my god, this is like, I'm struggling. But anyway, I actually think this is coming out better than I expected it to. I'm not a really good rapper, like Christmas present rapper, just because my rapping skills aren't like up there in terms of where they should be. But anyway, it's looking super good. Yeah, but anyway, that's what I'm thinking about the book. I'm definitely already thinking of like my rating. It's something that I always do when I'm reading books. And I'm probably gonna give it 5 stars. I don't see why I would not give it 5 stars. Maybe, like, I already really love the narrative style. It's a very different memoir. Like I said, I haven't read many memoirs, but I've read enough to know that, like, I don't like them. And this one is definitely changing my mind about that, mainly because it probably is a YA memoir, and a lot of the memoirs I've been reading have been, like, adult or, like, by adults, for adults, kind of that sort of thing, whereas this one is definitely geared towards a younger audience. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Oh, this is kind of wonky. Okay, I'm gonna cut this a little bit. But yeah, anyway, I'm excited for this, like, exchange. It's not really an exchange, it's just like a book thing. But yeah, I thought it was really cool, and I'm super excited. Okay, I finished the package for my friend. I think it turned out really cute, so I wrapped it in brown paper, and I don't know if you can see, but I basically I wrote something on it. Okay, I'm gonna read it to you. So I wrote, "Open me if you like epic twists, Asian characters, immigrant stories, romance, and family." I think it's gonna be super cute, and I'm super excited to give it to them. Hello everyone, I have gotten back home. I'm a little sweaty. I just got back. It's about like 3:30, by the way. I just got back from a COVID test. Yeah, so I just got COVID tested, and I got a little mail, so I thought I would do like a little unboxing since this is a part of my life anyway. I'm gonna wash my hands after, but I just want to show you. I already know what this is. So basically, me and this one of my close friends on Instagram, she asked if I was interested in this sweater, and so I basically bought this sweater from her. I'm really excited about it. I love this so much. If you know me, you know I wear like crazy colored stuff. This is the sweater. It's kind of like an argyle pattern, but the colors are so crazy that like it's not apparent that it's argyle. But anyway, I bought this sweater from her at such a steal, so I'm gonna wash that. And yeah, that was like the little unboxing. I'm gonna go wash my hands now. So to update you guys on where I am in the book, I am actually probably gonna finish this today. I'm about like 2/3 into the book now. I've been reading all day, and I just got through a really hard chapter. I thought I would update you guys. There's this chapter that I just read. Let me see if I can find the name of it. It's chapter 10, and it's a lesson before dying, and it's basically talking about the author's experience with his grandma passing away, or he calls his grandma Nanny. And yeah, it was really hard for me to read. Basically, his grandma has cancer, or has been battling cancer and different forms of cancer for a long time. I cried when reading it, and I was just thinking about like one of my grandmas is battling cancer right now, and I called her, and I called both my grandmas on my mom and dad's side, but I don't know, it just made me really emotional, and I thought I would update you on that. I don't know why. I don't remember the last time I read a book that made me this emotional, or just made me like even cry, like the last time I read a book that made me cry. But anyways, that's what's going on. And yeah, so I thought I would update you on that. I'm taking a little break from this book because it is very heavy right now, and so we're gonna leave it at that. And then I'm probably going to watch some iCarly, finish some iCarly, and clean up my room a little bit, and I don't know, just kind of like settle down for the night. It is Friday night, so I will be relaxing tonight and not doing any homework. So I will catch you up later, or any updates that I have. Hello everyone, welcome back. It is now very late in the evening. It is about 7 p.m. and I'm just updating you since today was mostly a running errands day. It's Saturday, by the way. I think the last time I filmed was filming a clip of me writing my essay, because I thought that was just the epitome of me just being angry and sitting in my bed and writing an essay when I couldn't read. Anyway, just wanted to update you. I've done some errands, I did a workout, I'm about to cook dinner, but I finished All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson, and I was not surprisingly, really obsessed with it, and I loved it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I'm gonna go more into it in my wrap-up because I'm vlogging, but I basically just loved it so much. I think it's been a long time since I read a book that I have learned so much from, rather than just enjoying it to enjoy it. I think I went into this book knowing that I'm reading from a different experience from myself, and knowing that I would learn something from it, and I definitely did. So it's just been a long time since I read a book like that, because a lot of the past books that I have been reading have just been for like enjoyment purposes and totally fictional worlds that I really haven't learned something because it's not obvious. But in this book, it definitely is obvious. I really love how the author, it's just the way it's written is so ingenious. Like, they write about like their memories like in a storytelling narrative way, but then they also lead up to it. They end the chapter by kind of wrapping that up and talking about what that memory in their life meant in the context of like the world, and the context of like being Black and queer in America. I talked about that in the beginning, but that's what I noticed, and that's also what they said in the beginning of their book that they would be doing. Anyway, wonderful. Pick it up right now. I regret that I didn't read this when I got it. I've had it for months. I'm pissed. Anyway, so I will be jumping into Days of Distraction by Alexandra Chang. I'll probably be reading this for the rest of the night because I was supposed to start it anyway. But anyway, I will be taking you on my journey through like basically jotting down notes and stuff, because I'm reading this for class. So I do like a different type of thing when I read books for class. So some things that I have Post-its. These are just like Post-it notes out of paper. a pen, and then a highlighter. I will be writing on this copy, so if you do not like that in books, please exit out of this video. But I found a post-it color that actually matches the color of the scarf, which I think is really cute. So anyway, I will be reading this for the rest of the night. I'm about to make dinner, and I will catch up with you later. Okay, I just wanted to show you my dinner for tonight. So I just ordered out, I ordered in, I just ordered. This is a chicken shawarma bowl. So freaking good, from one of my favorite local places. Got some fries, and then I'm going to be watching iCarly, Not Victorious. But yeah, that's the plan for tonight. So I'm just going to eat this, and then I'm probably going to do some more reading tonight because I am kind of done with school at this point. So yeah. Hello. It is like 12. It is like midnight, and I've just been reading. I've just been reading Days of Destruction by Alexandra Chang, and it is pretty good. It's been a while since I've read I think I would most compare this to like Transcendent Kingdom by Ya Jesse. Is that by Ya Jesse? I think so. Yeah, anyway, I like how, I don't know my opinion of it yet. I'm on like page 50, and I'm gonna stop reading for today because there's no like chapters in this book. Okay, so basically it's written in like little vignettes, so like short scenes, not jumping back in time, it's chronological, but jumping like forward in time. So it's not like, you know, like day after day after day. It's more like this, and then a few weeks later or something happens. I really love that it's in vignettes because I get distracted when I'm reading a lot, and sometimes, and when I read, I always have to stop at a chapter, and then like that, and put my bookmark there, and then be able to go somewhere or leave. I can't just stop in the middle, or else when I pick it up, I literally have to go back to the beginning of the chapter. So anyway, these are little vignettes, so it's super easy to just like stop anywhere because you can see where it ends. I don't know if you can see, but you can see there's little line breaks, and you can stop. So that is really, really awesome for me and my attention span. But anyway, I thought I would go over how I've been what's it called? How I've been outlining some of this for my class. It's pretty fast reads. I'm probably gonna do a reread once I'm done. Don't yell at me. I dog ear my pages. But this is a book that's meant to be written on. So I'll show you the first one that I did. Basically, I've been highlighting quotes in the book. So this one, it was a quote that says, "How does one measure the space a person inhabits? How can one be sure of how much or how little one takes? And what is the best way to maneuver given one's perceived size and status?" And then I just wrote a little bookmark that says visibility. Usually I write like one word lines to associate with the thing that I just read, so that when I go back to it, it just is a force of habit for me to like associate one word or one theme with the page that I just read. It makes talking about and having discussions about the book later a lot easier. For this one, I underlined a part, and then I wrote fame, social media, that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's basically how I do it. I also just highlight some cool, fun stuff. I really love this book. The main character is Chinese, and it's just so fun reading about certain things that like are a part of my culture as well. So anyway, I'm really loving this so far, and I'll probably finish it tomorrow, so I will keep you updated, and I will be on track for this weekend's reading. All right, anyway, I'm gonna sleep. Hello, good morning. I'm just giving a little update. It is now like 11 a.m. I woke up super early at like 8 a.m. You guys probably have seen the edited montage that I took of my morning, but basically it is Sunday, and on Sundays I like to start my day super early, like earlier than I normally do, wake up on a weekday, just because I like to get a head start on my week. And usually I do that by ordering groceries on Sunday, and I order it to come to my house at from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. so that I have to be awake during that time, so that it just forces me to get up early, and I actually enjoy getting up early on Sundays. Just helps me get a head start to my week. Anyway, just wanted to update you. I spent the morning just doing groceries, getting some errands done, like putting my groceries away, and I did read a little bit of this book, and now I'm like maybe a little less than halfway through, but I'm getting there, and I'm hopefully gonna finish today. It's a super quick read. One thing that I just note, there are so many things going on in this book that I just am like loving and appreciating. Usually when I read a book for class, I like I said, do a closer reading. So now that I'm like reading it and thinking about the authorial choices, why the author decided to do this, and how it is impacting the story. So I mentioned in a clip before that she does this vignette, whatever, where she like puts, it's very short scenes that are like maybe 1 paragraph, 2 paragraphs long, no longer than that, and then that's how the book is written, and there's like line breaks. I think one reason for doing that definitely was because this book talks a lot about like invisibility, visibility, about being an Asian woman in this tech journalism field, and I feel like she often mentions like microaggressions, certain things, white privilege, all of that, just racism, and I feel like this book, so that was such an ingenious way of writing. I feel like using vignettes is like a way to kind of like, you know, consistently write this, it brings me the feeling of just like being bombarded with day after day after day being the same thing, but then noticing these like microaggressions or little things that happen. So I just thought that was a really interesting way of writing the story, and honestly I'm loving it because of that, because reading the vignettes, it feels like all the days are smooshing together except for these small moments where she's like, her white coworker said something racist, and then it really just makes you stop in your tracks to read. So anyway, loving this book. I love the main character. I relate to her so much. She's such an overthinker, and she plans ahead, and she likes to take control of everything in her life. That is me. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. Definitely pick this up if you are wanting to read a novel. I feel like this doesn't have a like specific plot in mind. Just know that it's like, also I realized that they never say the narrator's name. Like, I don't know the narrator's name, which is like, I think that that's like another like art like strategy of writing. Like, she specifically left out the narrator's name because of all these themes of like visibility and how the main character often feels invisible in public spaces. That is so cool. I love this book. There's so much to talk about in my class, and as I am doing it, I am taking notes, I am writing things. But anyway, loving this so far.
I've just been doing my essay for the past like 3-4 hours because I have a 10-page essay that's due tomorrow, and I'm only on page 4. Yay! Anyway, just made a midday snack, and I haven't had time to pick the book up again, but I'll probably pick it up midday. I probably won't finish it today. But anyway, I thought I would show you what my essay is about. I'm taking a Victorian Lit class, and it's like a research-based class, so we get to choose what we want to do research on, and me being a marine biology nerd, I wanted to focus on seaweed hunting, or like pressed seaweed in the Victorian era, because apparently it was a really big fad, and about how the intersection of seaweed hunting with like Victorian women femininity, because a lot of Victorian women would take on seaweed hunting and like pressed seaweed to engage with the natural world and like step out of their like normal gender roles. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting doing the research. It's just like a lot of writing, you know, like I don't I don't want to do the writing, but I like will research it. But anyway, that's what I'm doing, and yeah.
Okay, so I still haven't finished my essay, which is not surprising because it is just a lot more work and I shouldn't have procrastinated and kept it till the last day that it is due. That's totally my fault, but I'm gonna end the vlog here because when I was editing it, it was already getting a little long, but basically I will finish Days of Distraction. If you want to follow up on my progress with that book, please follow me on Instagram where I'll be posting more about it. But anyway, that is it for this vlog. Thanks for watching and joining me. Sorry I did not finish the 2 books that I set out to, but I just gotta get crack-a-lackin' on this essay because I'm still at 6 pages and it is due, well, it was due on Saturday, but I asked for an extension. But yeah, anyway, I will see you guys on my next video and thanks for watching. Bye.